In this video, we'll show you how to install Boost Auto signal and running light and switchback fender lights to your 2023 and newer GMC Canyon trucks. Gone are the days of fender lights with in-your-face amber lenses that scream stock. Upgrade your truck with Boost Auto fender lights for a sleek, premium look. Visit boostauto.com to explore all the customizable options available for your truck. This video is applicable for signal and running light fender lights or switchback fender lights. Boost Auto also offers a running light only version, which does not require any extra wiring and can be installed with a quick swap of your factory fender lights. For that, you'll need to reference a separate Boost Auto install video. To check fitment, availability, and to purchase any of our products, go to boostauto.com. Your Boost Auto fender light kit will contain 4 identical Boost Auto fender lights, driver and passenger side harnesses, 2 red T-taps, as well as zip ties. As we progress through this install, we'll call out specific hardware used every step of the way. Here's a complete tool list for your reference. You can pause here to collect them, then let's proceed with the install. We'll start by opening the hood. Disconnect the battery located on the passenger side of the vehicle at the negative terminal. Starting on the front wheel on the driver's side of the truck, locate the 18 screws and the trim clip on the wheel well liner. Then, remove the 18 T15 Torx screws on the fender liner, and the trim clip located near the top of the fender liner as well. Once those are removed, go ahead and remove the fender liner and rest it on top of the wheel. Behind the fender, there are 2 T20 screws holding the fender light into place. Go ahead and take them out. Once the fender light's free, it can be pushed out. Then, remove the connector by first pulling on the red locking tab, followed by pressing down on the black tab to disconnect it. Move over to the rear driver's side wheel, where the removal procedure is a bit different. For the rear, we will remove the fender flare from the vehicle. Start by locating the T15 Torx screw at the bottom front of the inside of the fender flare. Go ahead and remove it. Next, locate this trim clip at the bottom front of the fender flare and take that out too. At the bottom rear of the inside of the fender flare, locate another T15 Torx screw and remove it. Locate 2 more trim clips on the bottom rear of the fender flare and remove them as well. With that done, carefully pry out the fender flare from the truck. The factory fender light harness is attached to the fender, so you'll have to replace the fender light while holding the fender close to the truck. Remove the 2 T20 screws, then disconnect the fender light from the harness. Your fender light kit will come with a driver's side harness and a passenger side harness. They are labeled, so be sure to use the correct harness on each side. We're working on the driver's side, so we'll grab the harness labeled left hand. With the factory fender light removed, we can start with installing Boost Auto's signal and running light and switchback fender lights. For running light and signal, we're drawing power from the headlight. You can get to the headlight connector at the headlight housing through the front fender with the fender liner removed or through the engine bay above the connector. Pull the red locking tab back and remove the headlight connector from its housing. Once removed, connect the Boost Auto harness labeled left hand for driver's side to the headlight connector you just removed and click the red locking tab into place. Then, plug the connector back into the headlight housing and push in on the red locking tab to lock it into place. On the front driver's side fender light connector, cut back on some of the tape. Next, remove the plastic shield surrounding the connector. Then, cut back a little more tape so we can tap to the wires on the factory connector. Start by tapping to pin 2. Looking at the wire end of the connector with the connector tab on top, pin 2 is located on the right of the connector. Use the provided red T-tap and press until it clicks into place. Reinstall the plastic shield back onto the connector. Go ahead and take the orange wire from your harness and connect it to the T-tap here. With the tapping done, go ahead and cut any excess harness out of the way. The factory fender light harness is no longer needed. You can tape up the end and guide it into the wheel well and tie it out of the way. Guide the connector on the Boost Auto harness through the fender light opening. Take any of the identical Boost Auto fender lights and install it to the harness at the front of the truck. Place the new fender light back into position and reinstall the 2 T20 Torx bolts to secure it into place. With that done, guide the rest of the harness through the rear. Secure the harness as you go, following the general path shown here. Once you've arrived at the rear fender, you can first attach the factory fender light harness from the clips. The factory fender light harness is no longer needed. You can tape up the end Next, guide the factory harness out of the opening and guide the Boost Auto harness back through. Then, take any of the 4 identical Boost Auto fender lights and install it at the rear fender flare. Screw in 2 T20 screws to the back of the fender light, securing it into place. Go ahead and connect your new fender light to the harness. Reattach the harness to the clips on the fender flare. Guide the fender tabs in place and press firmly to install it back to the truck. With the fender lights installed, we can now reconnect the battery. With the battery connected, test to make sure all lights are operational. Proceed with reinstallation. Back at the rear of the truck, reinstall the T15 torque screw at the bottom front of the inside of the fender flare. Reinsert the trim clip at the bottom front of the fender flare. At the bottom rear of the inside of the fender flare, reinstall another T15 torque screw. Reinsert 2 more trim clips on the bottom rear of the fender flare as well. Moving to the front wheel, we can go ahead and reinstall the fender liner to the vehicle. Reinstall the 18 T15 torque screws, and then the trim clip. Once completed, repeat these same steps on the passenger side of the truck. Congrats on completing your install. Boost Auto's fender lights can be purchased on our website at boostauto.com. Boost Auto also offers a wide range of parts and accessories for your truck or SUV. To stay up to date on new product releases and more videos just like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all for now. Catch you in the next one.